Welcome to the Our Team Podcast, powered by eXp Realty. Are you an agent looking to level up? Are you someone looking to buy or sell real estate? Fantastic. This is the show for you.
Welcome to the Our Team Podcast. I am Brian Our, and I'm just going to apologize up front. My voice is a little bit nasally, kind of jacked up right now. I don't know why. I keep getting these head colds. I feel great. I don't sound great, but I feel great.
It's allergies.
It's something I think as I get older, I get more and more allergic to. Just whatever's in the air. It doesn't matter. It just finds a way, it plugs itself into my nose and just goes crazy. I'm on antibiotics. I'm on steroids. I should be working out right now, because then I could really get the most of these steroids. I'm on steroids that are so strong that my wife says it has affected my personality. She thinks I'm kind of a jerk right now. I mean, it wears off. It's like the first 4 hours of taking the medication, I'm just a real jerk. But it's been hours and hours since I've taken any today, so I just need you guys to know that are listening to this, or even you, Mr. Producer, that I'm in a great mood right now. I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm going to be nice. And so let's get on with it. Here's what we're going to talk about today. You ready for this? Are you ready for it? We're going to talk about two little helpful tools on how you can leverage yourself, or tools that you can leverage to increase your likelihood that you're going to win the listing. So these are two things you can immediately start to implement in your listing appointments, your listing presentation, I should say, that can give you a competitive edge. And they're super simple. They don't cost you anything, but they will show that you have maybe more tools in your tool belt than the average Joe. How's that sound?
That sounds like a good plan.
Yes, let me take a sip of this coffee.
Need to be able to leverage everything, especially in the market we're in now. We're back to truly a seller's market.
You know, I think because of a lot of the changes that have happened with NAR, and just I just think there's an attitude right now amongst agents, good agents, that it's time for us to level up, right? So anything you can do to show yourself better than the average, hopefully way better than the average, is going to be to your advantage, because we're coming into a season of professional real estateism where you're going to really have to always be kind of having your unique selling proposition, your value proposition. Not only do you have to be aware of it, but you really need to be able to demonstrate it and convey it to your prospects, right? And maybe that's, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, maybe that's with really honing in on your elevator speech. So it's very clear what you do, how you do, when you do, and why you're good at it, with some, a little bit of social proof coming out in that 30-second pitch on what you do. Because you have to differentiate yourself from an average agent of the past to, what you do now and why you're good at what you do now. So on the listing side, we have to do the same thing. And so these are two things that I think will really help you. And again, like I said, they're free. So these are things you should maybe consider adding to your listing presentation, because it will give you a little bit of a competitive edge. The first one I want to bring up is being able to give your seller additional protection after the close of escrow. And this is something that we learned about a couple of years ago, but just now started to implement it and be a little bit more serious about it. There are two companies that work together that can give your seller quite a bit of protection after the close of escrow, since we live in such a litigious state, right? One of them is Old Republic Home Warranty. They have a Crest seller protection plan. And the escrow company that we are using, which is Foundation Escrow, they're in San Diego, amazing escrow company. They also have Crest. They're tied in with Crest. They're not the only ones. So you can find companies that, the key takeaway with this is Crest. Okay. So here's how the plan works. It's a comprehensive seller protection plan that offers coverage to the seller for any issues that come up that are outside the disclosed information. So, let's say, for example, your seller isn't aware of every single thing. They're not able to disclose everything. Maybe they haven't lived there very long, or maybe they don't know. How can you know if there's a cracked slab unless you're pulling carpet up, right? Well, what if the new buyer decides to get new carpet and they see a bunch of cracks in the slab and they have this $20,000 thing they have to fix, and they're coming after you for it because they're convinced that you knew there was cracks in that foundation, but you didn't, or maybe you did. I don't know, but you can get additional protection against those kind of after the fact lawsuits by having this protection plan. If you're a listing agent and you're offering this to your seller, it's going to give them the confidence that they have a little more protection had they not had this plan. And there's a couple of things about the plan. There's no upfront cost to the seller at all. It'll give them 6 months of coverage after the close. It has to be your primary residence that you are selling. So you can't be selling a rental property and getting this protection. It has to be your primary. And you have to opt into this coverage, which is funny. It doesn't cost you anything, but you have to opt into the coverage within 7 days of closing escrow. What I would suggest you do is opt in immediately, and a listing agent like me is going to make sure that you opt in immediately. It doesn't cost you anything. It just gives you protection. And if you do need the policy for any things that come up afterwards, the deductible is $2,500, a whole lot cheaper than paying tens of thousands of dollars. Now, the coverage with the escrow company, I believe, is $50,000.
That's my understanding.
I think it's $50,000. When you also provide a home warranty with Old Republic Home Warranty and you opt in to theirs as well, you're going to pay a little bit more.
It was $100 more.
$100 more, right?
For the Crest plan, but it also had better benefits for the home warranty for the buyer.
That's right. So let's make this. Let's remind the audience that maybe you're a seller and you're listening to this, or maybe you're an agent and you're wanting to know how to position yourself the most accurately on this tool. 9 times out of 10, I think that's a safe one, the home seller is paying for the home warranty for the buyer. Most agents are going to ask that the seller pay for that. And so I would say it's standard and customary for the seller to do that.
It's also cheap insurance.
Yeah, of course, because it's a good faith move too to say, hey, I buy my house.
I believe in my home.
I want you to feel some level of protection. If something breaks that, on your watch that should have broke on my watch, I want you to be covered. So sellers, even in a seller's market, are typically paying for a home warranty. So if you as a seller buy a home warranty for the buyer, and you use Old Republic Home Warranty, and you're also using Foundation Escrow, then you can increase.
Well, it's using the
Crest
coverage plan.
It's the Crest plan.
It's not necessarily those companies, but it's the Crest plan.
Right.
Both
of those companies are tied in with Crest. So if you, for example, with me, if you're gonna use Old Republic Home Warranty for the buyer's home warranty, and you're using Foundation Escrow, you now get $75,000 worth of coverage after the fact $2,500 deductible if you need it, and it's only going to cost you about $100 more because of the home warranty piece. But what's ironic is, yeah, it does cost more, $100 more, but you're also giving them more. You're giving them roof protection, which you wouldn't usually give them otherwise. So it's really a great tool.
You left out the best part. You
What's
get
the best
an
part?
extra month.
Oh, that's right. You get an extra month. Instead of 12 months, you get 13 months of coverage on that home. So these are something that I think you should immediately start to implement in your listing presentation because it protects the seller. Now, here's another one for you. This is number 2. Are you ready? I mean, the first one was good, right? That was really good. But this one is pretty good too. I wonder if you've heard of a company called Curbio. I know you have. You were at our meeting last Thursday.
I was there.
Yes. Curbio has a great plan for your sellers that need to do some work on the house. Let's face it, not all of our clients can afford to get their home to that level where it's complying or I should say at least looking like the other highest closed comps in the neighborhood, right? You want it to conform. If you're at a listing table with a seller and the comps support, say, let's just throw out a number of 900,000, but all of those comps have brand new carpet, brand new paint, dialed in kitchens and things like that, then in order for you to actually use those as relevant comps, then you're going to have to make sure that this listing that you're about to take conforms with those, right? Super easy, basic stuff here. But what if it really has deferred maintenance and it might have $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of things? Look, putting $30,000 worth of effort into this home in repairs can easily bring 50 grand. The comps support it, right? So they're not going to lose. They just don't have the money to do it, right? Well, that's where Curbio comes in. Curbio is a company that will allow you to go onto their website, put in the property address, list all the things that you would like to have done to the home, and then within a day or two, they'll come give a really thorough price quote on all the work that needs to be done. And then they will get paid through escrow. So yes, there's a lot of subtle nuances to the way their business model works. There are some, they do audit every file to make sure that, the improvements that you want to do are legitimate. So they have, their quality control people. But imagine being able to at least offer that, to be able to offer that at a listing, to be able to say, hey, your home does need a little bit of, we do need to address some of the deferred maintenance. We all have it, right? On some of us, even in our personal life. You can tell by the way I sound right now, I have a little deferred maintenance on my sinuses. But we all have a little bit of that's possibly needs to be done on a listing. And now you can offer this to them and say, hey, instead of paying for this up front, we have a company, and you can just own it. I mean, our brokerage is partnered with this company, but you can still connect with this company without the partnership. But you can offer Curbio as a unique selling proposition in that listing process where you can get them enrolled, get it all set up. You're involved. Curbio involves you in the whole thing as an agent. And then whatever they spent, 15, 20, it could be very little. It could be just a couple grand, or it could be all the way up to full-blown entire home renovations. But somewhere in there is where it's going to lie, and they don't owe anything until the closing. So it's a great way to offer that and help them out. I think it's worth sharing this tool so that you can show your prospective sellers that you offer more than the average agent. You've got some cool tools in your belt, right?
Correct. There are some terms and conditions if sellers don't end up selling or
Yep.
things stay on the market. But overall, it's a great way to just influx and bring that quick curb appeal
Yeah,
to really boost your sale. If
exactly.
you were going to make 100,000, maybe you can make 150 by investing 10 or 15,000.
We are going to put the URL. Actually, we'll go ahead and add the QR code. And if you want to learn more about Curbio and how you can leverage it in your business, please reach out to them. It's something I think you'll really feel confident once you learn more about the company. You'll be able to pitch it better. Go on their website. All their questions are easy. It's easy to get answers to all the questions, and they have live staff, so you can actually talk to someone in person and really bone up quickly on how they do things. So that's all we've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed that. We look forward to the next one. Until then, we will catch you later.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. We're out.